Fine Mac case. Now AJ, which is Montgomery, and Powell, they killed Stephon Mack in retaliation of OTFD thing, which is Lil Durk brother. So they left their phone in the car. The car got locked. They ended up leaving his phone. AJ left his phone in the car, and they ran two separate ways. They
Hey, I wanted to apologize for the technical difficulties, but we back on track. We back on track. For everybody who's tuned in, sorry about that.
On Ring camera, it's showing that him disposing of the gun that Powell was in Powell's name, that Powell brought with his ID. So he threw away a gun under a porch that's in his rappy name, the other shooter that's with him. And then he on camera hollering his name. But that ain't even the worst. They left their phone in the car. The feds got the text messages. And
I know ads are super annoying, but I've actually never downloaded an ad blocker because sometimes they come in clutch when I'm online shopping.
When he ended up going to jail, AJ ended up going to jail, he went in the cell with an informant. And AJ not only explained the beginning, which is the plot, he explained the execution, and he explained the payment and who paid on wire. And it's in the paperwork. All you got to do is go to paces.gov and look up these cases, and you will see for yourself. You ain't got to believe me. You ain't got to believe the wannabe lawyers out there, you know, because there's a lot of them. But you can check on pulling these texts. So the government
already know that's the initials for Quando. Banks allegedly ordered Quando's murder, and hitman used money from Banks' OTF-related finances to carry out the hit. Bank and flight records show that an OTF member and close associate of Banks coordinated and paid for 5 co-conspirators to travel from Chicago to California on the day before the murder. Around the time one-way flights were purchased, Banks told the OTF associate booking the flights, "Don't book no flights under no names involved with me." Now, that's a strong allegation. Banks and flight records show that an OTF member and close associate of Durk coordinated and paid for. And we're going to talk about some of the stuff that is going to be seen here as far as the coordination under the actual funds. Like, what's one thing that's always going to be on record? When things are paid for with electronic type of fees, or a credit card, a debit card, a Cash App, like a PayPal. It's just digital shit. Like, they didn't do this stuff with cash. I'm not here rooting for killers or nothing like that. I'm just saying, like, it wasn't done with cash.
They weren't using their brain.
All right. The same day the hitman traveled from Chicago to California, Durk also traveled to California in a private jet with another conspirator, Kayvon London, a.k.a. Cuz and Vonnie. If you guys look at my thumbnail, Cuz and Vonnie, a.k.a. or Cuz/Vonnie, a.k.a. Kayvon Grant, that's the person on the right of my thumbnail. So you got the guy on the left with the glasses, which is David Lindsay. You got the person in the middle in the circle in my thumbnail, which is DeAndre Wilson. And Kayvon Grant is on the right. This paperwork is answering the question. This filing, this indictment is asking the question that we had several streams ago, which is, I wonder if any of the 5 people that is already indicted from OTF, are any of them somebody that was on the flight with Durk? That is now answered in the federal indictment. That is bad. Man. Okay, let's keep going. Let's go back to that. The same day the hitman traveled from Chicago to California, Durk also traveled to California in a private jet with another conspirator, Kayvon London Grant, 28 years old, a.k.a. Cuz, a.k.a. Vonnie. Later that day, Grant, same person that flew with him, allegedly purchased ski masks for shooters to use to commit the murder and paid using a credit card in Dirk's name
Bro, they got all
for the
this
other
documented,
co-conspirators'
bro.
hotel room.
This is in documents, bro.
The indictment is saying that you used Dirk's credit card to buy ski masks as well as the hotel rooms for these co-conspirators, as well as Grant, that was on the private jet with Dirk, who flew out a day before the murder of Quando's cousin. And then they got these cars.
They
Cole
wasn't
Brian
thinking, bro.
Steele and Adam Keith
What this next dude talking about?
and anybody related to Johnny Cochran. Wow.
So this is like 2 weeks after the murder. From Powell to Montgomery. What's up with OTF? Montgomery to Powell. Nothing. Powell to Montgomery again. What do you mean they're not paying? Montgomery to Powell. We wait and he comes up here on the 17th. Powell to Montgomery. Stand on that. Why are you with Dirk and them? Powell to Montgomery. Did Dirk gave you that money? Not a good look. They named Dirk after killing someone 2 weeks prior, wondering where the money is. Is that all the evidence they have on him? I wonder, they probably have more. This exchange of messages 14 days after Mac was murdered, when the user of Powell Phone 2 asked his user of Subject Phone 2, what's up with OTF? These two were discussing Lil Durk and his affiliates. Well, fucking clearly. Lil Durk's record label is OTF. Subject Phone 2 and Powell exchanged nothing. What do you mean they not paying? Subject Phone 2 was indicating they had not been paid when user of Subject Phone 2 wrote nothing, prompting user of Powell Phone 2 to question whether there was an issue with them being paid for Mac's murder. This is just not good for Dirk, boys. We wait and he come up here on the 17th. He was indicating that he was waiting for Dirk to come into town on February 17th. Pay them for having murdered Mac. Stand on that while you with Dirk and them. The user of Powell Phone 2 was user of Subject Phone 2 who insists on getting paid when he saw Dirk on the
This ain't
17th. The
looking
next day
good,
when the
bro.
user of Powell Phone 2 wrote, did Dirk gave you that money? Fucking obviously, he's confirming if he got the money. Yeah, whatever. Review the Facebook page for user with public display name redacted. I know that Lil Durk was interviewed on blank podcast February 22nd. On February 18th, the user of Facebook page
Watch
displayed
out. No
name. Made the
jumping.
following post claiming to have been in an interview with Lil Durk. Based on my review of the music video, the video appears to have been filmed in Chicago. On May 5th, 2022, a former
Adam
employee,
22.
employee 1 of YPC, was interviewed by law enforcement. Employee 1 said he was present at YPC when Mac was murdered. He recalled 2 participants who were present at YPC, but should not have been there. And what did I say? I knew someone gave someone information that he was there. According to Employee 1, the participants, co-conspirator A and B, were former participants at YPC, but were kicked out approximately 6 months before they were too high risk. They were brothers and were members of gang Risky Road. Co-conspirator A leaving in an Uber prior to Mac being murdered, but co-conspirator B was at YPC when Mac was murdered. B left immediately after the shooting, before law enforcement arrived. These are definitely the guys that gave up that boy's location, man. Employee 1 identified B in CPD dash cam footage exiting YPC after law enforcement arrived at the scene. Employee 2 told law enforcement Employee 2 drove conspirator B and approximately 3 other YPC participants home after the shooting. Employee 1 stated to law enforcement that he heard that after Mac was murdered, there was anywhere from $50,000 to $500,000 being offered for someone to kill Mac. $50,000 to $500,000 being offered to kill him. So that's what they're going to say is how much Dirk was willing to pay. So co-conspirator A's phone, subject 4, and co-conspirator B's phone, there were 7 calls and an attempted call between subject 3 and the phone number used by Powell on the day of their murder. And there it is. They were communicating
not
with
getting out
Powell.
of this,
That's how they
bro.
got the location of him. 7 different
If he get
calls
out of
right
this,
here
bro, something-
before the
something's
murder.
up.
Montgomery was flexing on Facebook. Picture of him holding up money with Lil Durk's song
They got
playing
it,
in the
bro.
background. This is just keeps connecting Dirk to it, bro. Literally the guy that just murdered someone, allegedly, being paid for it by Dirk, putting Dirk's song on an Instagram post with the money. But he wasn't paid for it yet here then anyway, but either way, it's bad. Montgomery made the above Facebook post to brag and take credit for the murder of Mac, playing Lil Durk's music and hold a large amount of cash to bring the fact that he was paid by Dirk to kill Mac. And of course, jail calls, they're self-snitching. What did Montgomery say on the jail call, bro? On February 1st, 2022, individual I stated to unknown individual in summary, the individual I heard Lil Durk said that's for D-Thing. Individual I then said, he woofing like Tay-Town and that's for D-Thing. Then check in, bitch. That shit ain't free. I believe individual I is referring to Mac homicide. Individual I is saying Mac was killed for D-Thing. And then Lil Durk needs to pay out because it wasn't done for free. This is not fucking good, man. Every time I read it gets worse. Individual I to an unknown individual on January 31st stated that they need to create a song and add Snowman to it. Call his dumbass in the snow. Now his dumbass stretched. Clearly Mac was murdered in the snow. This is just insane, bro. And talking about the cell towers, their phones were probably in the general area of the murder. Shout out.
Been building this case on this boy for a minute.
Well, make sure y'all
Yeah, man, it ain't looking good for Dirk right now, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. He got something on Brick Baby too. I think, man, whatever, bro. All this is
We can make you
together,
believe
bro.
we know what we're doing, when in fact,
Brick Baby,
we do not.
Didn't trust the meeting.
Let's see what you talking.
383. Appreciate all the support. Thanks for everyone who subscribed to the channel. If you ain't subbed to my channel, make sure you do. Make sure you join the membership. Shout out to all my mods. If you ain't follow my mods, you can follow their ads at the end of the video. Remember, if you got anything extra, I said extra, not food, hygiene, clothes, back it up, take it
Check
up. Police say
him out,
do,
strap this
and
shot
people
up.
was saying that he working for the
Touch
feds. He called to clear it up.
Child custody battle, nigga. I was tired of it. These bitches sitting outside of my motherfucking mama house, nigga, telling me they gonna kill my mama, nigga, and I'm supposed to sit here. They ain't crazy, this motherfucker. I ain't tripping no way, cause they ain't gonna give me a bill anyway. It's
Bro, why
TMZ,
did-
too much
bro.
crippin', man.
This man ain't learned yet, bro, to stop calling and talking so much on the phone, bro. You talking too much.
And these niggas is real weirdos, so it don't matter. Y'all done interneted me into the jail, just me.
No, bro. No. You interneted you put yourself in this position. Ain't nobody interneted you, whatever internet is. Ain't nobody do that to you, bro. You chose to go up there and keep running your mouth.
My boy. That's it, right? I ain't
This
tripping on
man
that shit.
crazy.
Yeah, you know, that's all they do. You the talk of the town, the talk of the city. Shit.
Because you talking too
I'm
much.
trying to figure out how they phones ain't hit. That's the one thing, man. I ain't fighting life. You know what I mean? This shit gonna be over one day. You know what I mean? I wish that big old deal, man. It's the break, man. While everybody laid up with their feet up out there vacationing, playing like they ain't got nothing for the kid, man. You already know we still keeping it strong. Nigga don't need nothing from.
This call is from a federal prison.
Hey, sometimes it be a mental test to see where a nigga hard at it is. You abuse you as soon as you get out the way and act like they ain't worried about losing you. You know what I mean? But hey, check it out. This is for everybody speaking on the break, bro. I ain't never been sunnies with me and nigga. Nigga ain't could never kick me out of nothing on the dead homies. And every nigga talking about some snitches without paperwork on the dead homies don't have to pay for it, how they pay for it, man. You
Hey,
know
I'm
what I'm saying? Take
convinced
that up
Buddy's
with the
slow.
Lord, nigga, cause those the dead homies. That nigga right here is standing strong, nigga, and really programming like a programmer. So, you know what I mean? Nigga, respect the program, you already know. Nigga better stand for something, for the nigga something to stand on them, man. I don't got too much to say about nothing. You get it?
You said enough, buddy. That's why where you at?
I'm saying, but it's just what it is, you know what I'm saying? It's like downtown, 10 minutes away from the beach, but I'm so far out of reach.
And you
man.
still won't stop talking.
I don't know what's going on, you know what I mean? But I'll be home soon. You know what I mean? It's a major setback for a major comeback, man. You know what I'm saying? I could care less about what the words say. I'm trying to get back to my kids. Everybody want to make content on my situation, nigga, but my daughter graduating from high school, nigga, in 2 years. You know what I'm saying? I got a baby that just started school. I got kids that's out of reach right now. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hope you get to him,
That
bro.
ain't got
But
nothing.
you need to stop
You know what I
talking.
mean? So y'all hit that thank you button. Y'all go ahead,
And
run
sit
up
down
them views.
somewhere.
You know what I'm saying? And do what y'all gonna do. I ain't even been playing the phone, cause the phone gonna play you at the end of the day. Niggas wanna be so tough and rough on that motherfucker, bro.
Now he acting like he done figured it out, but still talking.
But I ain't got nothing else to say, man. Free to brick. It's gonna be free to brick t-shirts up, man. Y'all go stop by an awful lot of cough syrup. Like I said, go get y'all ski mask.
Well, you heard it from Brick himself. It was a play the whole time. No fights. Bigger you ain't make him try to sign no papers. It was all loose cannon trying to get a play, man, to keep his old lady. That's what it sounded like. Adam 22, I don't know why Brick thought that Adam 22, you know what I'm talking about, why he wouldn't think he was going to be replaceable. When Adam, that's all he do. Before you got on that Brick, it was
That's
some
what
more
I'm
guys
saying.
on
Like,
there
why
that
would you
got kicked
trust
off.
Adam?
And then once you gone, he gonna replace y'all with somebody else, even if it's your ops.
already,
just to get more ratings on this
messing with
channel. He
King
never
Hill.
cared about y'all. But I wonder is I
Man. Yeah, I'm convinced bro slow. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm not playing with you.
Talking about wanting to be gangsters. Without the fight
So
the
that's how they're
police.
growing so fast. They're hiring freelancers. Look what they're doing with AI experts.
2024. Officers were dispatched to a home following a report from a woman who requested assistance with 2 disruptive males, one of whom was her son. She sought to have the other male removed from the property.
Is there any cars back there?
Yeah, there is. Want me to get a plate?
We got some.
We have a disturbance here.
Hey, what's going on, miss? Everything's going on? Y'all still need us?
What's
going on, man? I'm doing all right. What's going on, guys? What's going on?
What's up? Y'all here for it. We all good job.
We got all
Yeah, we
got
all here. What's going on?
I don't. What's up?
What's going on?
I don't. Good job.
What's the
What's going on?
what's
I
the
don't. Hey, what's up, man?
What's this?
I don't. Good job. I don't.
That's
What are y'all here in my house for?
Okay, hey man, hey.
Go on now.
Calm down.
Man, bounce.
Hey, man,
Bounce.
calm down.
Bounce.
Calm down.
Hold on.
Man, you gotta calm down.
Keep your ribs
Calm
off.
down.
Keep
Calm
your
down.
ribs
Back
off.
up. Calm down.
Keep your ribs off.
Calm down.
Keep your ribs.
Calm down.
Keep your ribs. You want my house? Get out my house! Get the out! Get the out! Get out! I know. Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out!
You want him out, right?
Get out! Get out! Y'all gotta execute my house. Get out! Get out! Me! Motherfucker! Man, get off my house! Get off my house! Man, get off my house!
This guy's
definitely drunk.
Bounce! Bounce! Y'all ain't got no right! Bounce! 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 I live here! Okay! Bounce! Bounce! What are you? Bounce! 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 I get that. Get him! You know? Bounce!
Bro, what you want to do? This? What you want to do? This?
I don't want to put it in. Bounce!
Like,
I'm we can talk now what's up. Bounce! 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 Hey, what's up? Hey, chill out, bro.
Hey, bro, you gotta sit down. Bro, you can't be doing that.
Bounce! Clear the f*** out! Get him!
No.
Bounce!
Bro, they wanted y'all to turn up. Bro, so they can lock y'all up.
Get our house!
Get off the house!
Turn around for me.
Hey, record.
Just turn around for me.
Record.
It's been recorded. Hey, man. Bro. Sit down. Turn around. Turn around. Turn over.
That boy slap. He couldn't see down. Got put in the cuffs.
I want y'all to leave.
You could have got them to leave if you would have just chilled. 5 seconds. He still yelling bounce.
Turn on. I want to beat your ass. I want to beat your ass. Bounce. Yeah, relax. I want this. I'm not for us. What the fuck, arrest, man? You got it. Relax. Shut up. Your left arm.
It is tripping.
Your left arm. Oh, gas. Oh, gas. Oh, you got him? I got him. Man, what the? He's in cuffs. Turn over. Turn over. Get the breath.
He got his number in the cup too.
Come on, I swear to God. Stop. Oh, yeah. Go like this shit to me. Stop.
Damn, that came deep for him.
All niggas ain't this.
Hey, here, we got it.
Let me show you why I stopped paying for all my other sample libraries. This is Arcade by Output. This thing has sound.
Step back.
They get in the car quick.
I did, thank you though. Oh God. Josh. Y'all stuff. Oh God. Y'all
He done took this man to the back seat, bro.
Y'all
alcohol,
white people, y'all don't know shit. Y'all white, y'all some white. Let me out this white.
Too bad on my mama, on my seance. Them white called y'all white just to pull up. No, oh yeah, I need backup. I'm scared. There with the woo.
Like, ain't even fighting.
I'm in the jail.
We still have to section that one,
Step out of the bed.
They tripping, bro. We gonna get into the TikTok. Shout out my boy Q Hef, man.
Body, use that as the reason, and then just harvest the organs and dispose of the body.
I promise you, instinctively,
I just watched a video of a Florida State student actively bleeding out, and the person filming her is casually strolling by, sipping a Starbucks coffee and recording her body. Are you kidding me? She just walks past, but then the camera turns around. You would think so she could go over and help her, but no, it was just to get a clearer shot of the girl on the ground who is either dying or already dead, and then she just walks away again. I don't know how people have become so insensitive and with no regard for a human life. I mean, she could have saved that girl, but she chose not to. And sure, you can argue that she was just in shock and didn't know what to do, but that doesn't explain why she turned the camera around and recorded a second time, or the fact that she posted this video to social media knowing it will never get deleted and knowing it will most likely be viewed by her friends, family, and loved ones who will be caused so much more pain than they are already experiencing. Stuff like this needs to stop. Prayers to that poor girl and everyone affected by this. Let me know what you guys think, and as always, I'll keep you guys updated.
Trying to record
I do agree with that. Stuff like this do need to stop.
4 TV conspiracy theories that turned out to be true. Number 4, Bill Cosby's dark past on The Cosby Show. Everyone loved Cliff Huxtable until we didn't. Cosby's alleged sexual misconduct was an open secret during The Cosby Show's run, but it was swept under the rug. By 2014, the floodgates opened, and America finally took notice. Number 3, Patrick Dempsey's firing from Grey's Anatomy. The McDreamy we all adored wasn't so dreamy behind the scenes. Dempsey's departure wasn't just about scheduling conflicts. His on-set behavior caused serious tension, leaving both both crew and cast relieved when he was gone. Number 2, house hunters, staging homes. So, that perfect house you saw on House Hunters? Yeah, they already bought it before filming. The other homes they looked at, they're rented props. Guess the real estate drama is more staged than we thought. Number 1, Dale's death on The Walking Dead. Daryl may have lived, but Dale didn't stand a chance. Jeffrey DeMunn's character was killed off after Frank Darabont got the boot. Turns out DeMunn left in protest over Darabont's firing, and he wasn't alone in feeling it was a huge mistake.
Man, spam up, ladies, if y'all rock with McDreamy.
The craziest conspiracy theory about singer Sia is that Beyonce once trapped her in her basement and held her hostage there. This conspiracy theory started when the world learned that Sia used to write songs for Beyonce as a part of Beyonce's writing camp. In a Rolling Stones interview, Sia described what these writing camps were like. Beyonce would fly writers and producers to her home in the Hamptons for days or weeks at a time and put different writers in different rooms. And Sia said she had to work very hard while she was there, writing day and night. She wrote 25 songs in one trip to Beyonce's house, but Beyonce only chose one for her album. After hearing the absurdity of these writing camps, Brazilian fans made the theory that Sia was still being held captive and Beyonce would torture her to make her pump out more songs in hope of getting a good one. Sia even tweeted back to a hater one time that said she lives in a basement. She says, "I live in Beyonce's basement." She's retweeted tweets about the conspiracy. Fans even said one time Sia tweeted this really cryptic random tweet, but the first letter of every word spells out Beyonce Kid. Theorists would even say that Sia doesn't show her face because Beyonce makes her hide her identity, so she can hire a stand-in to pretend to be Sia while Sia's actually in her basement doing the vocals. People use other hints from Sia's career, like the Elastic Heart video that came out right after the theory got popular, where there's people in a cage in a basement. Before I tell you what Sia has to say about this, make sure you follow so you finally know the craziest conspiracy theories about each of these celebrities and requests you want to see next. Sia clarified that she is not being held captive in Beyonce's basement while she was on a live stream with Katy Perry.
Someone said free Sia.
Free Sia?
Oh, can you tell the Brazilian people that I am not in Beyonce's basement? She didn't let me leave, that's right, so she keeps me in her basement.
Yeah, that's a.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, Juice WRLD. You were on a private plane. You had some of them Teslas, Gremlins, on a private jet, right? And Molly's. Started popping them. And at some point, you passed away because you OD'd. That was the correct story, right? And then you had the whole world thinking that you passed away. Correct me if I'm wrong. Viewers, comment below. Then you had a funeral service. Then we never heard no music from you. Never saw no music videos. But you were featuring on some songs. Now it's 2025, and you're at Coachella, my dude? You already know the fans are gonna want some new music, bro. I was even on TikTok selling your face on a t-shirt, saying rest in peace. This dude pulled a Machiavelli. You been hibernating this whole time, bro? And now you just gonna pop out and show him something? And run this video, comment below. Is this dude alive or is he passed away? What's going on? I'm confused. Because when was this video taken?
Dope ass crowd. Thank you for being a raging ass crowd. I love y'all to death for that. Thank y'all for coming out.
Was this at Coachella?
Thank you for all the support and everything. And I want to tell you one thing. Anybody that got dreams and aspirations, don't let nobody tell you shit. This world is yours. You can do whatever the fuck you do. This is your world. Y'all are geniuses. Y'all are creative, beautiful people. This is y'all world. That being said, y'all can do whatever the fuck.
It's a beautiful message.
And if anybody got a problem with that, tell them suck your.
Bro, are you still alive, bro? What's good?
Transform your newsletter into its very own mobile app and allow your readers to install it directly on.
Was that recently? Fact check that, please, collective. That would be some dope ass footage to bring that up on here, and he show his face for the first time on some fluke shit, and everybody breezed over it, but we had that proof right here on this channel, bro. Fact check that from me, please.
Have you ever thought about what happens to your family members' bodies after you leave that burial service? Well, it's a video going viral right now of a guy that says he believes that it can't be bodies in those caskets. So it's a video going around right now of a guy saying that for a side hustle, he digs graves. And one day, while he was on this grave digging side hustle, he seen some shit that changed his perspective on graveyards forever. So basically, he said while he was digging, the cemetery director walked over to him and said, "We need to lift that casket up." So when they lifted this casket, the casket came up uneven, like it wasn't enough weight on each side of the caskets. So basically, the funeral director told him, listen, we gotta lift it manually. When they lift it manually, he noticed that this casket was really light, super light, like it wasn't a body in there. So of course, that shit made him ask the question, why is this casket so light? And guess what the funeral director said? The director said, don't ask questions that you ain't ready for. You know what that means, right? Now think about all the years that you've been here on this planet. Then after you think about that, think about all the people who've been here before you. Now think about all of those cemeteries with all of those bodies. There's been a lot of people here before us. So you're telling me all of these bodies are in all of these cemeteries. I even seen a creator say that she's never seen them build a new cemetery. And I thought to myself, you're right. I've never seen them open a new cemetery. It's been the same cemeteries here that's been here since we've been here. And that gotta make you think, like, what is really going on with all of these bodies? Where are all of these bodies going? Caskets and all. And I'm not talking about on a supernatural or spiritual plane. I'm talking about the physical. When you really think about it, it is no way that all of these bodies could be in these cemeteries. All over. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Like that.
But y'all need to check his story out. Because he might tell it a little bit better than I told it. And you might feel a little bit different hearing it from him. This shit crazy.
Did you guys see this video? Because what is wrong with people? There's a video of a girl who was at FSU when the shooting happened, and she's walking past a body on the ground, filming it while drinking her Starbucks coffee. They are literally laying there, dying, dead, I don't know. She records them. Then when she passes by them, turns around and shows them again. And it's like, okay, you can try to say, well, she's in shock or whatever, but then how do you explain her going ahead and posting it? How can people be so heartless to see somebody dying and just walk right past them? And not even just walk right past them, record it and then upload it. She's privated her account since posting this, no kidding. But now this video is up forever. And people are saying, why are we giving this attention instead of the actual shooter? But you can do both at the same time. This is still wrong. There is no way, if you are a good person, that you are able to walk past somebody, record this, post it, whatever. And there's a lot of other videos going around too, but they are just so heartbreaking to see. It is so sad that this is becoming so common, that this is the reaction.
Hey.
We shouldn't be shocked that there's people out there who won't help. There's people out there who cause destruction to the world every day. We can't be shocked off
their phone out. Back up and pull their
prayers though.
If a man really hated ads, here's what he would do. Day one, he would install Pi on his computer without spending a dime because it's 100% free.
There's a spiritual meaning of you being born in each state. Let's go. Let's get into it. If you were born in Florida, it's your spiritual responsibility to leave Florida. It doesn't matter if you come back. That's your spiritual task. Something happens within your family, some theme you notice, and it's a requirement for you to distance yourself. If you were born in New York, your spiritual test, your spiritual lesson is learning to appreciate what you have. So something's going to happen in your life where you got to really appreciate every single thing, down to the crumbs on your bedroom floor. If you were born in Texas, your spiritual lesson will be your health. Something's going to challenge the fuck out of your health, and you're going to have to either conquer it or let it consume you. Spiritual meaning of being born in Minnesota, you really got to fix the relationship between you and your parents. That's going to be your life lesson, your challenge.
I want to hear California. Do y'all agree, though?
Yo, just listen. Don't judge the messenger. Just listen.
You rather be broke with a rich spirit or rich with a broke spirit? Let me tell you something, Dan. I don't think you understand. The rich look like they poor, and the poor look like they rich. Everything in reverse. See, the rich supposed to think they buying everything, but they not. They selling it all to you, right? So what you said don't even make sense. A spirit cannot be rich or poor, right? A spirit is knowledgeable, smart, but it could be dumb. It can't remember. One thing what this earth do is put you in a cycle where you can't remember. So you talking about stuff that I don't understand. I'm just trying to save your soul, gang. Do you know what and how the Holy Trinity was invented? If I told you all the three names, you would have the power. You want the power? Come on with it. Yeah, so the church didn't tell you what it was. The Son, the Father, and the Holy Ghost. It's Abraxas. It's Sophia. How you spell Abraxas? And it's Jesus. Break that down. I swear to God, my mama. Look it up. The church lied in 400 BC. They destroyed the real church, the Gnostic church. They saying Jesus had a... And they replaced... Oh, Jesus wasn't real. Jesus was a hologram. Well, no, he's a hologram. They never killed Jesus. Jesus never died. Jesus can't die. Jesus never tastes death. They tricked you. They tricked you good.
Make that face, bro.
Yeah, I got a homie. Her name's Beverly Rhodes. She worked for the CIA 20 years. She a remote viewer. She said when she remote viewed the crucifixion, that Jesus' brother actually
spiritually.
They replaced it. They replaced it with another body. Listen, back in the day, like,
so you talking about going to the ice wall? You got to talk to Beverly.
I'm keeping this. They replaced Jesus' body with another body because when he went back there, he disappeared. But back then, the king couldn't have that. What's that word? I'm bad with English words. I'm the spirit. He couldn't have embarrassment. Yeah, he couldn't get him. So he got another body and crucified him and just told everybody it was Jesus. That's a lot of people don't know.
Me and Dude got crucified a lot of people.
Glory be to God. Year 33.33, Mount Hermon, Hermoon Harmony, Golden Arches. 99 billion served. Here's 666. Now let's make a dramatic leap here. Okay, so the only difference right now would be they're being covered in blue tarps. Why? Wise, not wise and dumb, for that is wise, dumb, wisdom. What happens when all the cemeteries are full? Oh yeah, by the way, sure. So when Joe Biden and Xi Jinping come together, I know folks are saying, oh, they're just cleaning up this place because all those fancy leaders are coming to town. That's true because it's true. Thanks, Gavin Newsom. Thanks, dude, wow. I can't really just say everything blatantly on these applications. I've been gone for a long time. You guys already know why.
Y'all sending me some clips today. Y'all trying to send me deep down that rabbit hole.
It's insane what happened at FSU today, and it's such a tragic event. Like, I don't wish that on anybody, but there was a video that a girl posted while the shooting was happening. She's sipping on her Starbucks, and she films a body on the ground and does nothing to help. And she just, like, casually, like, strolls by, sipping her Starbucks, acts like nothing is going on. And seeing that video actually pissed me the I don't want to hear the shit where people are like, oh, we're just desensitized to violence. I don't give a f about that, all right? How can you, like, film somebody on the ground who has been hurt and you were just casually sipping on your Starbucks acting like nothing is going on? That is insane. And look, I understand that when moments like these happen, like, you know, you are in a state of shock. Like, things like that happen. But for the girl to post that video also, why are you posting that video? Like, you are posting a body on the ground and you sipping Starbucks. Like, why would you think to post that? And I really hate that this is what part of society is now. Like, it's just this casual, like, oh, I only care for myself, all this stuff. And like I said, I understand you're in a state of shock. I get that. But to still post that video and, like, act like nothing is going on, like, that is just so...
What if the next step in your career is closer than you think? With Coursera Plus, learn from more than 325 experts like Microsoft.
Outrage.
When he says he doesn't want to hear that, right? We'll focus in on the things to stop people from being
Idaho is the only state where cannabis is illegal. You're welcome.
Do not leave the theater when the credits start. Do not leave the theater when the credits start. Do not leave the theater after the mid-credits. There are mid-credits and there are post-credits. If you leave, you're missing out. You're missing out on very essential information. This is not a spoiler. I'm not spoiling anything for you. But just know, I'm helping you, okay? The mid-credit scene, essential. Post-credit scene, you could leave if you're in a rush somewhere. I just recommend just get the full picture of what Ryan Coogler was trying to give you. But it's not something that if you miss it, okay, like you're not missing out on the story. But if you leave, I almost did it. If you leave and the credits start rolling and there's music playing, I'm not going to tell you exactly what's happening there. You're going to miss out on a very essential scene. You're going to end up talking to your friends about the movie one day. And you'll be like, oh yeah, girl, blah, 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 blah. And they're going to be like, that's not what happened, blah, 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 blah. And that's going to be because you left early. Watch the whole thing. Do not leave. This is me warning you. Warning.
Man, I got to see that. Mom said it was dope.
I think y'all owe Akira an apology because this don't look damn demonic to y'all. So scared the hell out of me. So Akira was on live and she said Dr. Bronner soap was demonic. And I've been seeing a lot of videos like calling her crazy and all this and that. I didn't see the live. But on somebody's video at the bottom with a little search thing and I clicked on it. And all I'm seeing is Dr. Bronner crazy looking ass on this soap. So in the picture, it kind of looks like him holding the soap and it looked like he's caressing the soap. Either you demonic or you obsessed with that soap and you need to be evaluated. I really thought that she was saying it's demonic because after she found those teeth around her house, you know, it makes a person question everything. How he did that, but after seeing this,
it do look a little wild.
You know, everybody was saying they don't have nothing about no spell, no demon or nothing on the label. Baby, they'll be in plain sight sometimes. Turn it around and you gonna see.
Is that a reach?
Could be. Most definitely.
If you're a millennial, I just remembered something from when we were younger. You have lost the game.
Shit, I ain't lose nothing. We ain't lost.
Easter 2025 falls on Sunday, April 20th. This is because it is the first Sunday after the full moon after the spring equinox, which was on March 20th. And also, bunnies don't lay eggs. What I just gave you are the real Easter eggs. Open them up and see what you find.
The death of Anthony Bourdain never sat right with me, so let's take a look into it. Anthony Bourdain was a famous American chef, an author, and a travel documentarian. And Anthony was most well known for his travel channel show, Anthony Bourdain No Reservations, where he traveled the world and ate some of the best food on the planet. Anthony got his education at the Culinary Institute of America, where he graduated in 1978. And in the 90s, Anthony became an executive chef at a high-end restaurant in New York City. So, needless to say, with all of this media, all the books that he had written, articles, the shows he had hosted, Anthony Bourdain was a beloved national figure. Now, obviously, with all the shows he hosted, books he wrote, media appearances he made, Anthony Bourdain was a beloved public figure. That's why it was such a shock when he took his own life while filming for a new show in France. So, June 2018, Anthony's filming this show in France, and his friend Eric notices that he's acting weird. And in between filming, Anthony missed dinner and then breakfast. That's when his friend Eric began to grow concerned. They then performed a welfare check on Anthony in his hotel room, and they discovered that he had taken his own life by hanging. Now, according to reports that were done after Anthony's death, this was allegedly an impulsive act. Now, Anthony was a very outspoken critic of the way the world was. He was a vocal advocate against sex in the entertainment industry. He frequently discussed how much he hated racism, and he was a prophet for peasant foods, as he called them, or cheap foods in foreign countries. Now, to this day, people don't know exactly why Anthony decided to take his life that day, but some people have theorized, and this is just a theory, that it had to do with his girlfriend, Asia Argento. Now, it was well known that Anthony was really invested in his relationship with Asia, but some have claimed afterwards that this relationship was mutually open. And in the weeks before Anthony's death, Asia had appeared in press photos with another man at the Cannes Film Festival. Anthony Bourdain had also become known as the Sid Vicious of the culinary world. And earlier on the day that Anthony took his own life, Asia posted a cryptic Instagram story. She was wearing a Sid Vicious shirt that said "F1" on it. And she wrote on the story, "You know who you are." About 3 hours after this story was uploaded to Asia's Instagram, it was announced that Anthony had been found dead. And she quickly then deleted the photo, and she immediately went into PR mode and claimed that the story was about Harvey Weinstein, who she was speaking out against at the time. And she then went on to claim this open relationship thing and stated that she loved Anthony and missed him so much. Now, a lot of people have come out and been very skeptical about Asia's claims. They said that the two's relationship was extremely volatile, that Anthony was deeply unhappy with the open relationship status, and that he almost felt embarrassed by her. Keep in mind, at around the same time Asia was speaking out about Harvey Weinstein, she had been accused herself of assaulting a 17-year-old boy in a hotel room. There are, once again, like I've said before, a lot of conspiracy theories regarding Anthony Bourdain's death, but if you want me to talk about those, I'll make a completely different TikTok. R.I.P. Anthony Bourdain. He truly was a culinary genius, a visionary, and he's still missed to this day.
Damn, I ain't never heard of that one.
Listen to this about P. Diddy. Apparently, the night Biggie was shot, P. Diddy and some others whose names aren't disclosed, allegedly, put a sticker on the tire of the car that Biggie was in, right? So that they could distinguish between which car was Biggie's and the other cars that were there when he was assassinated. So just watch this clip, then I'll explain.
Puffy has been making money off of Biggie's name for longer than Biggie was alive. People keep forgetting he hadn't turned 25 yet. He was still 24 when he died. It's been over 25 years. Puffy has been making money on that boy's name longer than he lived. It supported all of Bad Boy. His catalog. Clearly, a Biggie Smalls verse.
So apparently the reason for marking the car was that Diddy knew which car not to enter. Not only this, but most of Biggie's crew died from heart attacks, except for Kim. So 3 of those guys passed away from heart attacks.
How many of y'all seen Gene Deal talk about that? Talk about how Biggie's mom wouldn't even talk to, rest in peace to Biggie and his mom. They pretty much, how his mom wouldn't talk to Diddy. Because she asked Gene Deal about that night. And Gene Deal said Diddy put his seat all the way back. So in case they got the rocking the car up, and they got the blowing on the passenger seat, he already back, he down. So they just start lighting the car up. If they hit the wrong car. They end up hitting the right car that night.
The diddler, bro. Watch out.
How y'all feel, man? He making money off him or not?
The diddler.
Y'all heard what Jay-Z said about how they...
Hey guys, I just found an amazing digital marketing expert on Fiverr.
That man been at it for years.
The Oscars. That award show is more than just about movies. The red carpet? It's not glamour. It's symbolic blood. A path walked only after sacrifice. And that golden statue? That's not just a trophy. That's Sokar, Egyptian god of the underworld. Faceless, arms crossed, rigid, just like the Oscar. Sokar. Oscar. You see it now? The Oscars don't reward talent. They reward submission. Actors aren't free. They're scripted, placed, controlled. Their real role is you. Keeping you watching, believing. Ever notice how some winners vanish? Scandals, humiliation, rituals, career crashes. It's all part of the contract because once you've played your part, Hollywood rewrites you or deletes you. Remember that slap? Yeah, that one. It wasn't about outrage, it was a performance. And right after, Best Actor. Not for a movie, for the role of his public life. The Oscars are WWE for elites. Fake fights, real control. One year they sell you empowerment, the next obedience. The show is scripted, the winners are chosen. And the agenda, always delivered. Hollywood isn't a dream factory, it's a ritual machine. And the Oscars? That's where the gears are oiled.
This is just a theory, not a fact.
Entertainment purposes.
These people found the ice wall in Antarctica.
What you think?
Yeah, so this is the transition from
George's Bank to open water. It is tortured here in the middle of the ocean. Look, check out this water. And then in a second, this is going to be glassy clear. What the heck?
I gotta watch that movie again.
This is crazy.
I gotta watch the Truman Show again.
What did we just go through here? That's insane. Did you get a video? Yeah. This is so weird. Over there. What?
Ice wall.
Yeah,
I want to know.
Jar that you brought last time. Do you have it on you now?
I keep it with me. Let me tell you something about water. A lot of people don't know. Water is I'm telling everybody at home do this. You think I'm crazy? Take a glass of water. Take 2 glasses. Take 1 glass, say I love you, I love you, I love you, and put it in the freezer. Take another glass and say, you bitch, I hate you. Talk to it like your baby mama or like Charleston White, and put it in the freezer. The one that you yelled at gonna ball up and have like a lot of knots in it, and the other one gonna be smooth. That tell you that water, it holds consciousness. So what this water does, if I put
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I heard this before. I was around somebody in Hollywood, California. They was doing a certain thing to their water, boiling it and freezing it, and they was speaking to it. They was speaking to it and writing the words on the bottle that they was using to freeze it in. So I don't know. It might be. This is like a thing people do. I don't know. It might be true. It might not.
Put it in the room, right, and it stays level, I know that everything is level located in that room. But when it start balling, bitch, I look for the demons.
Oh, okay.
Man, I do.
Have you seen the theory about clocks? No. So when you look at a clock, it looks pretty normal. You never think anything of it. But what if I told you there's actually a really dark theory behind the idea of a clock? What? Right, you go across the clock, across the way, you see like 11 and 1, it equals 12. 10 and 2 equals 12. 9 and 3 equals 12. 8 and 4 equals 12. 7 and 5 equals 12. And then 6 plus 6 equals 12. They all equal 12. Wait, what does that mean though? Well, also think about this. When you go diagonally and look at the numbers and you subtract it, like 12 minus 6 equals 6. 11 minus 5 equals 6. 10 minus 4 equals 6. Wait, what is going on? But wait, if you look at this a different way too, if you look across, 12 plus 1 equals 13. 11 and 2 equals 13. 10 and 3 equals 13. 9 and 4 equals 13. It all equals 13. So what's the theory? You look at all the numbers, right? They all... it's just weird how you go different formulations and they all equal the same. That's actually kind of scary. I don't really want to get into like the exact thing that I saw, but it is weird how everything, you know, equals the same. Comment if you guys know what that is. Dude, I don't know. I don't want to say. That like give me chills just looking.
I hate when they give all the game, but then don't want to say. Just say the shit.
We have more evidence that the all-woman space flight was actually faked or a hoax, or was it? And guys, make sure and click the plus sign. I'm going to have more on this. Subscribe and sound off in the comments. Tell me what you think, what you see, and what you hear. But I want to go over this because I did a video the other day detailing one of the biggest things that came out as to why people think this was fake, and now there's even more evidence. Check this out. So after the whole open door latch debacle, then allegedly on the live stream, this came up in the window. This is a plastic hand, and that is a dummy. And people said, well, hold on, this means they didn't go to space. What is this? Why is this in there? It was fake. However, there's more to the story. Allegedly, this wasn't actually taken from the space flight itself. This was from a different one, and that is a dummy because they have used test dummies. However, there are some other things. This is the capsule after they landed. And do you notice how it looks compared to the one where Elon went and saved those astronauts? Let's check it out. This is what that thing looked like. Look how destroyed it looks. Now, what you're seeing, that's not necessarily dirt. I mean, some of it might be. That's burn marks from re-entry. That's from it coming back. So a lot of people are saying there's no way they could have gone to space because there were no burn marks on it. What's going on? But there may be more. So from my understanding, they didn't go up far enough in space to come back and have all those burn marks and have all of that debris. But on top of that, there is new technology and there are new things right now that they are inventing so that when they come back, they might not necessarily have all the same marks that some of them on there did. Now, I'm not a scientist. I'm not an astronaut. I did do some digging, and that's what some of the experts said.
Yeah,
but now there are some things I just can't explain. I want you to look at all the beautiful women that were in space. And they were, guys. I'm not just...
No division coming.
And a lot of
That's so fun.
Yeah, we know that was
documentaries have been made.
Things have gotten pretty expensive lately.
YouTube crazy, bro.
Thoughts and opinions, man.
I remember I love conspiracies, especially about like celebrity deaths. And back when I first started on TikTok, the way I actually started to gain a lot of traction was by talking about these cases. But back then it was mostly just conspiracies. But now, since then, a lot of breakthrough has happened in these cases and a lot of documentaries have been made. For instance, Eazy-E has a documentary made where his daughter, his mother, and a lot of people got together saying like, no, we know his death was no accident. Even his manager said it. Like, they don't think that he just by chance got AIDS. Brittany Murphy, same thing. Her father, like, till the day that he literally died, looked into her case. He's like, no, this seems suspicious. I do not believe this for a second. And they came out with her documentary earlier this year, I believe, or maybe late 2021. With Kurt Cobain, they've been had Soaked in Bleed, which made everyone like really sauce. But also in 2021, the summer, they came out with his case file from the FBI with mad like facts showing that like it's not even physically possible for it to have happened the way that it happened, per the medical examiner. So I'm gonna watch the documentary, look more into these cases, and make videos about it. Follow me for more and let's talk about it.
Did Suge do that to Eazy? I think so.
Paul McCartney died in 1966 and they replaced him. The conspiracy goes that Paul had passed away in a car wreck in November 9th while leaving Abbey Road. You know, the place where their studio used to be. Now, they were so famous and were just on the rise to success that they were making too much and they didn't want things to stop. So supposedly they covered it up and held a lookalike audition for Paul McCartney. The winner took his spot. Now, these are the details I find pretty convincing. The original Paul had a different facial structure from the new one. The original one had a shorter chin, darker eyes, and a smaller nose. The newer fake Paul lookalike has a longer chin, elongated face, and colored eyes. Also, Paul and Ringo used to be around the same height, but that all changed right after 1966. Suspicious. One fan noticed that they were leaving hidden secret messages in their music, like in their song called I'm the Walrus. Walrus means corpse. A couple years later, after that song, they released another song. And in that song, I kid you not, it says, well, here's another clue for all of you. The walrus was Paul. Tastes like your mama's booty. Things even get more suspicious. In the Sgt. Pepper's album cover, if you hold up a mirror in the center of the drum, there is a number 1 with the word 1 next to it. Then the Roman numeral for 9. And then the words, he died, altogether spelling 11-9, he died, hinting at his passing on November 9th. Should I do a part 2?
Yeah, do a part 2, bro. Bring that one back.
This is it.
This will be the scariest minute of your life.
We watched this again in front of our own motherfucking face. And the nigga knew it was finna happen. He told us, and we didn't know.
These will be my final show. This will be it. This is it. And when I say this is it, it really means this is it.
I need an ambulance as soon as possible, sir. Stop breathing.
He named his last tour, This Is It.
Michael constantly told me, Victoria, if I die, they're gonna kill me.
Niggas have never said this is it in a celebratory fashion.
This is it. I mean, this is really it. This is the final curtain call, okay? And I'll see you in July.
He would tell me that, Barbara, and that's when Michael passed. When I found out he had actually passed, I said, no, it wasn't an accident.
Yes, he's not breathing, sir. He's on the bed. Okay, let's get him on the floor. The doctor's been the only one here.
They could have told me a heart attack. They could have told me he had fallen off a ladder, and I would have said, no, it's not a heart attack. He was murdered.
I love you.
If you can please, we're on our way.
I really do. You have to know that. I love you so much. Really. From the bottom of my heart.
Follow for more.
What y'all think about the Michael Jackson
situation? As soon as I heard him say this is it, the crazy thing I remember when it was the Golden One Center now, but back then it was Arco Arena, and he brought that tour here my grandparents, my grandmother, and my aunt took me and the family. And I remember that. And it was hype because they like, it's Michael. But yeah, man, that's crazy. That's crazy. I think anybody, that's another topic for another day. How y'all feel, man? Y'all think he's still there? Like still walking around with us? Or y'all think he really up out of here? Let me know. Great. One of the dopest, if not the dopest. Dancers, entertainers, you want to go ahead and say whatever it is, character, however you want to put it, he is one of the dopest at it. One of the most talented. But y'all let me know how y'all feeling, man. Y'all know we made it to the end of this. And if you haven't already, please like, comment.
Stop playing with Gary, bro. So, I heard Pope Francis got up out of here. I seen Pope Francis got up out of here, man. You know, I ain't even look at the news, bro. I seen Kinfolk drop the video on it, so that's how I'm gonna find out about it. Let's see what he talking about.
So that's how they're going so fast. Coming. They're hiring freelancers. Look what they're doing with AI experts.
Very frequently. So it's very... And this is a guy that we discuss on this channel very frequently. So it's very interesting that a lot of us have waken up to the news of Pope Francis's passing at the age of 88. So without further ado, man, we gonna tap right in and we gonna see what's going on. So like I said, man, Pope Francis and CNN don't never put this little sprinkle, this little sugar. I ain't never seen CNN sprinkle so much extra little sugar on the title to make him seem like a good person, right? They say he's the voice for the poor who transformed the Catholic Church, dies on Easter Monday, right? Now we just sat up here and talked about how Pope Francis is the first Jesuit Pope, meaning that he's the first Pope from the Society of Jesus. So how fitting that he dies a day after Easter, which we all know is about the resurrection of Jesus. So how fitting that Pope Francis dies on Easter Monday, right? But not only that, I want you to pay attention to the fact that he died on April 21st. Now, that is Queen Elizabeth's 99th birthday, right? Which she is a part of the royal family. So it's going to be a lot of deep connections going on in this situation, right? The Catholic Church, the Roman Catholic Church, the royal family. You see what I'm saying? We getting into that hierarchy. We dipping into that hierarchy a little bit, right? So let's get into it, man. Right? Because Pope Francis passed away on Queen Elizabeth's 99th birthday, when her birth name, Elizabeth Alexandra Mary, equals 99. Now we've seen this number pertaining to Queen Elizabeth before. We've seen this before. Right? Because Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, who was Queen Elizabeth's lifelong companion, died at the age of 99 on the 99th day of the year. Right? Once again, Queen Elizabeth Alexandra Mary, 99. But Pope Francis isn't the only individual that they have sacrificed as a tribute to this royal family, right? To this purple rain. I guess you know where I'm about to go with it, right? Because Prince, get it? Prince, purple, rain. Purple is the color for royalty. Rain. If you notice the way that Prince spelled the word.
Yeah, purple is the I think it's the color of the Freemasons show, like the color of power.
Rain. Purple. It's a double entendre. He's double speaking. Not only is he talking about because purple rain, I've never looked outside and seen purple rain. It's a double entendre. Because when you reign, like R-E-I-G-N, it means that you're at the seat of power. The reign of terror, right? The reign. You reign, you running shit. You the king, you the queen. You reign. You see what I'm saying? So it's very funny that Prince also passed away on the Queen's birthday. And he even had a song called I Would Die For and the letter U. We already got the number 4, and then the letter U is the 21st letter of the alphabet. So he already said that he was gonna die on April 21st for the Queen. And not only for the Queen, man, he also alluded to something else, man, that you might not know about, man. Not only did he die for the Queen, man, but if we take that backwards, right, the 21st of April, we get Church of Satan. So he was also saying that he was gonna die for Satan. Yes, Prince sold his soul. Yes, he did. He sold his soul. And not only did he die for the Queen, but he died for Satan. And that's why Pope Francis died today, the 21st of April, at the age of 88, when Church of Satan equals 88. The Church of Satan and the Society of Jesus go hand in hand. That's why they have the same numerology, and we've been discovering that. We just discovered that on the Sauce Walker video. We talked about that on the Sauce Walker video, and we've seen the connections between the Church of Satan and the Society of Jesus. But come on, let's get deeper into this, man. Right? Because he died at the age of 88 on the 21st of April. Just like Church of Satan equals 214 and 88. But come on.
Cooking.
Yeah, I'm back. But only because you have...
Because it gets even deeper. Because we know that the Roman Catholic Church, we know about the Roman Catholic Church, we know about the Bible. So it's very interesting that King James Bible equals 88 as well, right? These things are all going by scripture. The scripture is the script. You want to know what's going on? You can say that it's rewritten and things like that, but we can see that it's going right by it. So maybe that's why they did rewrite it that way. You see what I'm saying?
Man, I need to.
Maybe that's why.
I need to read the Bible. I ain't gonna lie.
But come on, right? Because even King James converted to Catholicism in 1669. King James Bible equals 88. Pope Francis dies at 88. King James Bible. Who is King James in current times? We see this King James right here. We see this King James right here, but who's King James in today's time? LeBron Raymond James equals 88 as well at the time that Pope Francis dies at the age of 88.
He be on that.
King James Bible. Oh yeah, it's finna get real deep. This is why these people that's in front of you, they're
gonna win the championship with your parlays.
They're in front of you. Every team that he's been on is strategic. It's for a reason.
From this right here.
It's no coincidence at all as to why LeBron, when it's all said and done, whether you like it or not, he's gonna be considered the quote-unquote GOAT. Right by the scripture. But come on. Because if we talk about the reason why LeBron James got drafted, number one, to the Cleveland Cavaliers. If we go back, right, in the first Civil Wars, a Cavalier was a supporter of King Charles. King Charles was the son of King James. And check this out right here, man. It goes even deeper because the day that LeBron James, aka King James, when the king returned to his homeland, when the king returned to Cleveland, he brought Cleveland the first championship of the franchise on King James's birthday, June 19th. I'm talking about the King James of Scotland. On the anniversary, on his birthday, that's when King James won. On King James' birthday. These things are historical. These events are biblical. But come on. Right? Because even if we look at the day that Pope Francis born Jorge Mario Bergoglio, if we look at the day that he became Pope on March 13th, 2013, he has died on the 12th year and the 40th day of him becoming the Pope. When King James Bible equals 124. Look at the video that I did where we talked about Bryce committing to Arizona. And you're gonna see them same numbers that we talking about here. Everything that's going on, man. Everything that's going on, man. But come on. Because even King James II birthday was October 24th. Remember, in numerology rules, zeros have no value. So you have 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 4. King James Bible. And this is King James right here. But come on.
I wonder if he gonna say how he
because
died.
If we look at King James, the current King James, right? And let's look at the current King James. He was born on 145 date numerology. Right? 145. The Pope died 145 months after he became the Pope. When his name, Jorge Bergoglio, equals 145. Pope Francis died today, which is Queen Elizabeth's birthday. Elizabeth Mary equals 145. Damn, she look like a motherfucking lizard right here.
Yeah, she look
Lord have mercy. LeBron James, King, aka King James, right? We got another very interesting synchronicity right here. Because he was born on 126 date numerology.
He was trying for a foul right there.
Pope Francis died on the 126th day of his age, just like Mark of the Beast. Now, who else do we know in this situation connected to this 126? Kobe Bryant's death day, January 26. And who was in the picture? Who was in the picture? Who was in the picture the day before Kobe died? Who was in the picture? LeBron James in Philadelphia, in Kobe's hometown, on Kobe's team with LA. LeBron James scored 29 points to move past Kobe Bryant on the scoring list hours before Kobe Bryant's death. And then you seen the interview. After the game. He's sitting there talking about Kobe like he already dead. We didn't even get the news yet to the next day. So, man, it's a script. I don't believe Kobe really died. I'm not sure about Pope Francis. Hopefully he didn't transfer his consciousness to somebody else's body and he's still in the Vatican. Hopefully he didn't do that. Right? But let's move on. Right?
Oh,
because since we're sitting here talking about these individuals, since we sitting up here putting it all together. Since we sitting up here putting it all together. Pope Francis died on Easter Monday, aged 88, 240 days before his birthday. The number 8, and we got 24. What do you know? Kobe, number 8, number 24. It don't stop. And it definitely ain't gonna stop now. It's about to kick up. It's about to kick up a notch. It's about to kick up a notch. These rituals right here, they're about to turn up. They're not about to stop now when they die. No, now they about to do tributes. Cause they dead now. Or so they telling you they dead. Whatever whatever these people at, underground, wherever these people at. Now they about to do a bunch of tributes. But come on. Right? Because it's an interesting parallel between Kobe and the Pope Francis, because the Jesuits have their hand on the media.
The Lakers
so they have their hand on the stars that they handpick and give to you.
The finals.
Right? So everything these stars do is also going to be a tribute to the Jesuits, the Masons, Scarlet Bones, all these type of different things. Greek fraternities these people belong to. Kobe don't belong to a fraternity because he didn't go to college. He came straight out of high school, right? The chosen ones, one of the chosen ones. He didn't have to go to. He was able to skip. But on January 22nd, Kobe's biggest game of his career, his 666th game, might I add. The 666 regular season game of Kobe Bryant's career, Kobe scored 81 points on January 22nd. The Lakers won that game, scoring 122 points when Pope Francis equals 122. Satanic equals 122. These are satanic rituals.
122.
These are satanic rituals.
On January 22nd. That's crazy.
These are satanic rituals that you're looking at. But come on. Right? Because let's do some little math right here. So Kobe scored 81. His team scored 122. Minus 122 by 81, the rest of his team scored 41 points. Kobe Bryant equals 41.
That's crazy.
Kobe Bryant dies at 41. Skull and Bones equals 41. So let's talk about Skull and Bones. Let's talk about Skull and Bones. Because Kobe, they say he passed away on the 22nd week and the 3rd day of his age, when Skull and Crossbones equals 223. In the ordinal cipher, A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, so on and so
He
forth.
meant to say his birthday.
So we got this Skull and Bones right here, right? Well, the span of Jorge Bergoglio's life is 32,267 days.
That's crazy.
But if you look right here, you see 322, and then you see 67. 322 is the order of Skull and Bones. Skull and Crossbones equals 67 in the Chaldean cipher. The Chaldeans believe that numerology leads you to your destiny and your path in life. So it's very interesting, man.
Whatever they got going on.
That we see in these same parallels with all these people that we're talking about. Even if we look at LeBron James' birthday, the king, right? Pope Francis died 3 months and 22 days after LeBron's birthday.
That's
322 again. He even died 112 days after LeBron's birthday, when Skull and Bones is also known as the Brotherhood of Death. When the Brotherhood of Death equals 112. You remember that group 112? That singer, that R&B group. You already know 112. But that's all we got for this video, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this video.
Hey, shout out Call Me Kinfolk, man. Yeah, so what y'all think about that, man? Y'all go subscribe to his channel. Go check out Dre OG Reacts. I am Q-Have Perky. And I appreciate you if you made it all the way to the end of the video, man. I'm gonna go ahead and check out. We're gonna be coming back tomorrow with another live. Hope y'all have a good day before y'all check in tomorrow. You already know, I'm gone.